the...
hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hold the phone.
Yes,
take a look at the monitor, sir.
Here we go.
We're getting ready to lock and load right here.
We'll talk about Marcus
and we can talk about Marcus after we start watching these guys come.
This is what we have been waiting.
We've been waiting for this, and that's the reason why we're a little bit excited and want to see how it kind of plays out as they all try to get up here to speed.
And you know the fans are excited as well. This is what they want to see. This is what the drivers want to see. And it's what NASCAR wants to see.
And so are Larry and Darrell.
They're up on the chip.
Absolutely.
We guarantee that.
Yes, sir.
We got Mark Martin, Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, and Kyle Busch. All Toyotas, all four, all in a row. Let's see how fast they go.
Well, it should take them a couple laps to kind of get this thing up to speed. But again, based off of what John Darby said, he said, when we got 3 cars together, we started seeing some pretty significant gains. So we have a good time up on the board right now that Jeff Burton has laid down, even though it was a single car effort at 194.62 miles an hour. So these guys get wound up about lap 2 or 3. We're going to find out what it's all about.
Now, it's probably pretty easy for us to say, sitting up here, that they look pretty stable as of right now. But as we send it back upstairs to Rick and company, that could change in a hurry.
Yeah, they're not as close as we saw the 2 cars running together earlier when the 11 and the 20 were nose to tail. We actually saw some contact. Right now, it looks as though they're feeling out what it's going to be like to run with 4 cars in a draft, but not be right bumper to bumper.
Yeah, this is pretty sane right here. I mean, you got a little spacing between each guy, and like you said, I think they're going to slip up on this thing here, get a little closer, and then they're going to try to maybe see if they can push each other. But they're being very cautious right now.
Those four drivers just went to the top 4 on the chart, all running almost exactly the same lap time, 194.87 miles per hour, the fastest logged by Kyle Busch that time by.
But I think what Matt Kenseth in the 17's doing there, he's testing the waters. He's seeing truly if his teammate Kyle Busch in this 18 can push him. I think right here these guys don't want to just move over and let someone come by them. They truly want to see what they can do on their own or maybe with one other driver pushing them. You think about it, all 4 of these drivers, the 3 Joe Gibbs drivers and Mark Martin, all of them are in that Sprint Unlimited race.
And we've heard so many times people talking about in the draft the slingshot move. Does that come back into play in a situation like this with the new body style?
It did last year. I mean, you think about how many times we saw from the 4th turn down there at the start-finish line, there were passes made. Definitely a factor in who's going to win the race. Got to be in the right place at the right time, just like always. But you see these guys, they'll just keep closing that gap. And here's the other thing. We heard some of them say that I can't get to the back bumper.
Right.
That's another thing they're looking at right here. I can't suck up. This is as close as I can get. So they're getting a lot of good information right now.
Mark Martin, after being out in front of this group, drops to the back now. We'll see if they pick up the additional car that's coming down onto the front straightaway right now. It's a 15 of Clint Boyer wanting to join into this group.
Another Toyota, so this would be 5 Toyotas in this group.
Now, Mark Martin has almost lost this pack. He dropped back so far, it looks like he has lost it.
Well, that's what happens to you. I mean, that can happen very easily in the race. You just let somebody go by, get up out of line, they stay hooked up, and it's adios to the guys in front of you.
Which I possibly like. This could do away with that riding at the back when we get to the closing laps.
That right there is really...
There's some contact. 2 cars nose to tail. Kyle Busch trying to push Matt Kenseth around the racetrack now.
Watch Matt's hands. You can see his hands in there. He's holding a pretty wheel right now. He's not fighting with it, so the car's stable.
Those 2 separated by, as you heard, 3 car lengths.
Up to 195.7.
Yeah, that was Matt Kenseth's spotter that we heard right there. That's him again.
Another 2 to the 11.
It appears to me like they're staying.
Outside.
And 1 pulling off.
Side by itself.
Looks as though the 15 is going to drop out of the mix. The 55 stays out on the racetrack.
Outside, right on you. He just moves to the middle. 1 outside. Tuck it back on you again. 1 outside. He has the 11 with him. 1 outside, run in the middle. 11's in line with you. 1 outside. 1 and a half of the 11. He just moves to the top of the 18. 18 still in the middle. Still there. Tuck down on your quarter. Still outside. All clear.
That's as close to air traffic control as you'll ever hear right there.
Exactly. exactly what it sounds like. We're surely not seeing the two-car push like we have seen down there. Even last year, we saw a lot more two-car. These guys seem to be very cautious. But remember, they don't have a lot of these race cars to be playing around with.
That time by, speeds down in the 191, 192 range.
Yeah, a lot of moving around, passing, slows you down.
Still side by side, we're seeing the teammates run with Denny opting to go behind each car.
But Darrell, I think the way that rear bumper is so far down, you've got about 20% less grill opening than you had last year. I think those two things alone is really, especially on a hot day like today, is going to keep it where you can't stay back there very long.
I'm just wondering if it's like what we heard him say, that I just can't get to his rear bumper. And if you notice, Martin, who was way back away from this crowd, he lost the draft. Now that they've been up there messing around, passing each other, Mark, the last car in line there, has caught back up.
And right now, these guys, they've somewhat leveled off in the low to mid 195 range. Of course, they're doing a little moving around now, too.
We saw the 18 of Kyle Busch get up and side draft off of the 20. He was able to get right up to that left rear quarter panel, side drafted, got a run, pulled away, and now it looks as though the 11 of Denny Hamlin, with the help of the 20 of Matt Kenseth, is going to make the move by the 18.
Watching these guys, I mean, first of all, I think they're being very cautious, and rightfully so. Second of all, I just keep wondering if that's as close as you can get right there. I think there is some concern about that with that little spoiler and the air that's coming over the car now. Could be slowing that second car down enough that he just can't get up there.
One of the biggest reasons that they're doing this right now is because Denny Hamlin is not going to be here for the next 2 days of testing, so he wanted to get out there, run in a little bit of a pack. This isn't as big as they wanted to run. They wanted to run in 7 or more cars, but you've got to go with what you can. And right now, the biggest pack they've had has been 4 cars.
Yeah, when you get the more cars you get, the more chaotic it gets. People start moving around. You second guessing what the guy in front of you and behind you is going to do. So this is a bunch of Toyotas right here just trying to, I think they're just getting data. I think it's more or less what they're doing right now.
But I think this is a good way to end the day. You know, last run, we're thinking about doing this a little more tomorrow. This gives them something to look at and to work on and to think about.
Oh, yeah, the drivers will be able to come in and say, my car felt this way, that way. I need to get a little bit better here, a little bit better there, and then download all the data that they're getting, and that'll give them something to shoot at tomorrow.
And I'd be willing to bet Martin will probably be a little bit of a part of this driver meeting that's after this practice session over there with those 3 guys.
Toyota has done a great job of sharing information, trying to make their brand even stronger. Well, final seconds of this first day of testing wind down. Guys, thoughts?
I love the looks of the race car. I think the speed's only going to get faster.
Yeah, I think we got a lot to look forward to. This is a great first day of testing. Tomorrow should be better. And Friday, Saturday, flat out, let her ride, let her rip.
A lot of information gained today. Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, Kyle Busch, Mark Martin working together, posting speeds over 195 miles an hour.